Hello, I'm Bouke van der Laan. I'm a designer and I'm excited to tell something about the project in which I, with the people from Monk, researched how we can make complex annotations and multiple annotation layers accessible in a user-friendly way. Medieval manuscripts are excellent for our case study. They contain a lot of information and are studied in a wide number of disciplines. To display all the available information simultaneously could be overwhelming for users. In addition, most people, both experts and the general public, will be interested primarily in one specific category of information, reflecting their particular interest in manuscripts. In looking for a solution for these concerns, we made a proof of concept based on 4 bifolia from the medieval encyclopedia Liber Floridus, provided by the Ghent University Library. This proof of concept consists of an interactive demo that simulates a IIIF viewer, Mirador. It's not a fully functional plugin for Mirador, but we focused on the user experience of working with annotations. Because of this, standard functionalities of a IIIF viewer, like zooming or panning, are not possible in this demo. Let's get started. Here we see the simulated Mirador viewer. One bifolium from the Liber Floridus is shown, and we can immediately see different yellow highlights on the canvas, the targets of the annotations. Those annotations are displayed in this list with previews in the side panel. We can open an annotation by clicking on the target. For example, this depiction of the city of Saint Omer. The complete annotation will appear next to the side panel. We can also open annotations by selecting them from the list with previews. By default, only one annotation can be opened at a time. When another annotation opens, the previous one will close. Each annotation has metadata. At the top, the name of the annotator and the date of the annotation are displayed. Below the annotation is a table in which this metadata can be reviewed. This can be expanded with data like the annotation software or the date and time of the most recent edit. We close the annotation using the X icon in the top right corner. Above the list with annotations, we added a category filter. Here we can see all the categories or annotation layers for which there are annotations in this manifest. In this case, there are annotations with iconographic information, information about the pigments used, transcriptions of texts, translations of texts, and information about techniques and materials. We select categories by checking the corresponding boxes. The previews in the side panel mirror our selection. The selection is kept while navigating the different bifolia. By checking the top box, we can select or deselect all categories at once. We discussed assigning different colors to the targets in the different categories, but ultimately decided against this for the following reasons. It proves already difficult to choose one color that contrasts enough with all the views in the manifest. This problem only increases with every added color and impacts colorblind and otherwise visually impaired users even harder. We also have the expectation that the majority of users is interested in a specific subset of the available categories, which renders the use of multiple colors less relevant anyway. Let's say we are only interested in pigments. We can see that there are now only 3 annotations highlighted on this bifolium. The category filter shows the amount of annotations in any given category. The first number represents the annotations on this bifolium. The second number, the total amount of annotations in this manifest. If we navigate to the next bifolium, we see there are no annotations on pigments here. On the third bifolium, there are 4. Annotations can be very short, but can also be very long. In this case, the preview shows only a few lines and communicates that there is more text by means of a transparency gradient. Our review panel indicated that they wanted to be able to cite sources for annotations, so we provided a solution to include references to sources. Because our annotations are built from a subset of HTML, they can also include hyperlinks, as can be seen for this reference. Let's go back to the first bivolume. By default, an opened annotation closes whenever a new annotation opens, or when the user navigates to a different bivolume. It can, however, be useful to consult multiple annotations next to each other. This can be done by pinning the annotation using the pin icon in the upper right-hand corner. When this annotation is pinned, we can open another annotation that will appear on the left-hand side of the annotation we just pinned. A pinned annotation also stays open when we navigate to another bivolume. Another idea we explored in this demo is connecting multiple annotations from multiple categories using cross-references. Let's say we are interested in the text of the Liber Floridus. Then we can view both the transcriptions and the translations of the text and ignore the rest for now. We can also close the category filter to save space. One target can have several annotations linked to it, like in this case, where one segment of text has a transcription and a translation. If we scroll down this transcription, we can see that there is a See Also heading with references to other annotations. In this case, an annotation in the category Translations. If we click on it, the annotation opens, which of course references the previous annotation in turn. We pin this translation and open the transcription again using the cross-reference. This will make the image very small. Fortunately, we can resize the different panels to create a comfortable working environment. I want to make one last remark about the typography of this demo. We chose to typeset the annotations in a serif font, while using a sans serif for the rest of the interface and peripheral information like metadata. This way we create an extra distinction between content and interface, while keeping even long-form annotations comfortable to read. This demo consists of the different methods we wanted to explore in order to find a user-friendly way to consult annotations in multiple information layers. The demo is available online on the Monk website. The source code is available on GitHub under a permissive license so that interested parties can pick this up and expand upon it. It was a very pleasant experience to work on this project with the people of Monk, and I look forward to see how these results can provide further inspiration.